Hi stars, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Tashay, and it's so nice to internet meet you. Click that subscribe button down below because it would help me a lot and I would appreciate it very much. Also, you never know what to expect from my channel, and I feel like that could be a good thing, so yeah. However, getting into today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I'm going to be doing a story time, and there's multiple story times, there's not just one, so I'm gonna try to summarize each scenario very briefly. Therefore, I do not want to ramble too much, so let's go ahead and get right into the tea. Getting into these situations, I am going to give all of these characters, my coworkers, names, and I'm gonna go through them basically one by one and explain each scenario with them. So yeah, that's just how I'm going to do this, so I can try to get through this video faster and so it won't be as lengthy. And also, I'm gonna give a little bit of like background on each of these coworkers so you guys can kind of understand what kind of person they are. Alright, so starting with the first coworker, I'm going to name this person Tyler. Background information on Tyler is that he's a very naive kid. I want to say he's just a few years younger than me, probably like a year or two, and he's very childish. I don't know, because I grew up in a very short time span. I grew up very fast, and I'm only 20 years old, and I have a very mature mentality. And I'm not saying like that Tyler had to grow up fast because he didn't have the same lifestyle as me, you know, but it still doesn't justify his actions. He's old enough to know like he shouldn't say certain things, you know. Now the first situation, there was a customer who came in. It was a black woman. I don't know exactly what caused him to say this, but I think it had something to do with her dancing outside. She was walking back to her car and she was like dancing, and her friend was like, you know, at the car like dancing toward her, and she was dancing walking to the car and just, you know, being free spirited and having fun. I kid you not, he turns to me and he goes, like, no offense, but most black girls are so ghetto. And I just looked at him like, I didn't say anything. I didn't even say anything at all, because in my head I'm just thinking, okay, first and foremost, not all black women are ghetto. Secondly, if they are ghetto, who are you to speak on anybody? You know, you don't know what people came from. That's probably all they know. That's what they were raised up around. You have no idea, but you have, like, who are you just to speak on anyone's lifestyle and how they are? Everyone's free to be themselves. It just annoyed me. It really did. But I dropped the situation and I just ignored it. And, you know, I was the bigger person. But in my head, I'm just like, wow. Oh, okay. I see you trying to throw shots. And him saying stuff like that doesn't surprise me because of his character already, like how he already acts. But it was just like, really, I'm a black woman, you know, and you telling me that. How do you think I'm gonna take it? I rolled my eyes and I just kept working. Like, I just ignored it, didn't even engage in the conversation. I didn't even want to really talk no more. Next situation, there actually wasn't really a next situation with him. I'm just over that kid. I just don't even talk to him anymore, truth be told. But that comment right there just really annoyed me. Alright, next coworker, I'm just going to call her Kayla. Kayla is older than me. I want to say she's in her 30s, mid-30s. Some background info on her is that she is just one of those people who has no filter, that just doesn't care what comes out of their mouth. She's one of those kind of people. I don't typically like to hang around people like that because I like to think before I say, and I don't like to be around people who just say really bizarre and unnecessary things. Come on, you're old enough to know that you shouldn't say certain things. You know what I mean? that it just goes back to what I was just saying about Tyler. You got to grow up at some point. You're in your mid-30s. Like, it's unacceptable. Bottom line. Getting into the situations with Kayla. Like I said, Kayla is a very just out there person. Doesn't care about whatever comes out of her mouth. And she just talks about things that really just don't matter. Yeah, that's really much the only thing I can really say about her. There's really not much to say, not trying to be rude, but that's pretty much just what I've seen from her so far. There were actually 2 situations, no, yeah, like 2.5-ish situations with her. So the first situation with Kayla, I was actually telling her why I don't really like Tyler anymore, and you know, I had brought up the situation where what I just told you guys, him saying, you know, most black girls are ghetto. Kayla was like, her response to that was, no offense, but and that's actually true. Okay, at this point I'm like, now I'm gonna say something, you know. So when I responded to her, I was like, that's not true. There are a lot of black women who are not ghetto, but like that goes back to what I just said. Who are you to speak on anybody? If someone wants to be ghetto, that's them. If they like being ghetto, that's them. It's not you. Why do you care? Why? Like, you know, like just it baffles me a lot how judgmental people can be. Yeah, so that was kind of my response to her, and I'm like, you guys are stereotyping black women, black people. We're not all ghetto. We're not all like that. Like, you can't just stereotype us. That it's just not okay. She saw that I was, you know, getting defensive about it, and she was like, oh, to try to justify her actions, she was like, well, my friend, you know, always says she's proud to be ghetto, and I thought it just meant a compliment. Oh my God, stop fucking lying. Like, come on. Seriously? Then she proceeds to say, you know, I truly don't know what the word ghetto means. I really don't know what it means. And my response to her was, if you don't know what a word means, why use it? Why say it? And then it's like, look at the context that you used it in. You literally said that you agree with Tyler. How are you going to agree with something that you don't really know what it means? Like, you know, I'm sure that she knows what it means, but when she saw me like react, she was like, oh, no, I don't know what it means. I really don't know what ghetto means. I really thought it was a compliment. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. At the end of the day, it didn't make me feel any different because you still sat there and agreed, and then you just made me like even more annoyed by you by trying to say, oh, I really don't know what it means. You don't know what they mean, but you agree with them. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Second situation with Kayla. We were working, you know, and there was a homeless man who was standing, you know, inside the store because it was raining outside. And there was one of our regular customers who came in, and the homeless man asked the regular customer for a ride. I guess the customer said yes, he will give him a ride. So he went to after he did whatever he had to do in the store, he went back to his car. And he gave the homeless man some change to buy something to snack on, I guess. And the homeless man came up to her register, you know, and I mean, he was being rude. I'm not going to say he wasn't. He was, you know, throwing the honey buns on the counter and just rushing her to scan them, and because he thought, I guess he thought that the guy was going to leave him or something. Kayla, she was like, well, if you're being rude, I'm not going to serve you. I'm not going to ring your stuff up. I'm not going to let you buy this. And I was just sitting there like observing the situation, and I'm just like, okay, this is getting really hostile. So I just sat there and watched though. And then they're going back for like a few minutes, back and forth for a few minutes, and then I guess he just was annoyed by it. He's like, forget it. And he was like, you better not let me catch you outside. And then he called her the B word, and then he actually like punched the glass that's, between him and her. And he punched the glass. He didn't break it or whatever, but he punched it. And then he ran out the store. It was kind of funny, but it wasn't. But like in my head, I'm like, yikes. After the homeless man, goes and leaves, she turns to me. Don't take this offensively, but he's ignorant. When I say I was just so like speechless and taken back, I actually had the balls to say that to me. I let the first situation go. Here you are again. And you're just getting more and more bold. You know what I mean? So I was just really offended. I was completely offended in every way possible. We were kind of just like going back and forth. We weren't like really, we were arguing, but it wasn't like too bad. You know what I mean? Like we were going back and forth, but I wasn't getting like loud, or she wasn't getting really loud, or it was just kind of halfway arguing, but we weren't really arguing. Just tried not to get myself too worked up about it. So then she's like, oh, well, it isn't my fault that, Black people are living in the past. In the past? There is no past. Racism is still going on till this day. To try to justify her actions again, she gonna say, oh, well, if you look it up, in the dictionary, you'll see that it means ignorant. But I'm just thinking in my head, okay, I'm like, but there are so many substitute words for that word. Don't try to justify it by saying that's what it means. That means that you should just say it, and you like, no. You could have said he's just an ignorant individual. You could have just said he's just ignorant. He was just rude. But instead, you said that word. I can do anything but shake my head, because it's like, what's wrong with you? After that, I kind of knew she was racist already after the first situation. Well, I kind of felt like she was, but after the second situation, her saying that word, it was no doubt in my mind, Okay, getting into the third situation. The third situation, she really didn't say too much, but I remember I had made a status about, what's going on at my job with the racist comments and just the ignorance, A lot of people were commenting. I remember this one girl commented, and she was like, where do you work? The KKK. Because I guess she was meaning, because there's so many situations that I had wrote about already, and I kept just saying things that just kept happening at my job. And she was like, where do you work? The KKK. So basically meaning like, damn, where do you work where a lot of racist people are? I remember I told Kayla what she said. And so then Kayla brought this situation up in the third scenario, and she's like, well, don't you think you're racist? First, because me and Kayla got into an argument about something at work. It didn't have nothing to do with race that day, but we got into it. And mind you, after her saying like that word, I just was done with her. I was just done. There was no coming back from that. So I wasn't really trying to talk to her too much, and we got into it. And somehow the racist, situations came up as well. I was like, I just don't really talk to you anymore, or really like you, because the things you say out of your mouth. And she's like, well, I'm not racist, blah, blah, blah. And stop calling me that, and blah, blah, blah. I really didn't want to hear anything she had to say. She was like,
well, don't you think it's racist that you said something about the KKK?
what? Like, I said that. I said, one of my friends on Facebook asked me, do I work at the KKK? Because you guys are always saying some racist stuff out of your mouth. How is that being racist towards you anyway? You're white. The KKK, like, does she even know what the KKK is? Like, they hated black people. So how the hell is she being racist towards you? Okay, so okay. I ain't even gonna get into that, but she just sounded really illiterate. I can't take her as a person, and to be her age, it's very sad. It's just so sad. But yeah, those are the situations with Kayla, and that's all I have to say about her, because Lord take the wheel on that one. It's above me. All I can do is put that in God's hands, because God does not like ugly, and people like that, people who are racist, have the worst karma. Anyways, with that, next coworker that I was actually like talking to, I'm gonna call him James. Now James is really cool, but he's just weird sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with being weird because I'm a weird girl myself, but he's like on the next level. But that's just his personality, I guess. But besides that, he's cool. I don't have problems with him, but he had said something that kind of bothered me in a way. I didn't want it to bother me because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I want, and everybody's gonna do what they want. It's a free country. Me and James were having a conversation, and then he asked me, like, because I had a curly wig unit on, and he asked me, he's like, would you ever straighten your hair? Now, I don't know if he was trying to like be funny or something. Did he like think it was real or fake? Now, I don't wear synthetic hair. All my wigs that I buy are human hair, and they're very expensive. So he probably did think it was like my real hair, because I make my wigs look very natural for the most part. He asked me, he's like, would you ever straighten your hair? I'm like, no, this is a wig. I mean, I could straighten it, but it would just take so long, and I like it curly how it came and how it looks when it's, you know, moisturized with conditioner and just curly products. It looks really pretty. And he's like, I don't understand why girls wear weaves and stuff, and I feel like girls who wear weaves are like wearing a disguise. Like, really? A disguise? And he just like tried to make it seem like, you know, black girls are the only ones who wear weave, and I was telling him, like, no, every race wears weave. You have no idea what you're talking about. Just do your research before you try to say weaves are a disguise. You don't know why someone is wearing a weave. You have no idea why. Some people don't like to deal with their real hair. Some people are growing their hair. Some people likes to wear protective hairstyles sometimes, you know? So, yeah, he was just speaking on something he really doesn't know anything about, and it's like, if you don't know something, you don't really know about something, you shouldn't open your mouth about it. People are gonna do what they want. If they want to wear weave, if I want to wear weave, it's our life. Like, it's not you wearing it. Do better. Do your research. Know before you speak, okay? Because you have no idea what you're talking about. That just really bothered me in a way, but he just said something really stupid, and it's like, yeah. Don't speak on topics you don't know anything about. Hair makes you look like, you know, poppin', whatever, but it's like, there's so much more to a person than hair. Like, damn, you're gonna judge a person straight off bat if they have weave in their head? Like, come on, do better, know better. That's the situation with James. But anyways, getting to the next coworker. Now, this is a older lady, and I found out from another coworker that I was working with, and this was my first time working with this coworker, and she was telling me that, okay, I'm just gonna give them both names. So the coworker that it was my first time working with, I'm gonna name her Alex, and the other one I'm gonna name Rebecca. Okay, So Alex was telling me, like, this was my first time working with Alex, and Alex, she's very cool. She's real laid back and funny, and she's probably the dopest person I've worked with yet at my job. So she's really cool. I like her vibe, and she's real fun. Now, Rebecca, on the other hand, she's more like, she's cool when she wants to be, but she's also, like, annoying, and I don't like her attitude sometimes. So Alex was telling me that Rebecca asked her, why is she dating a black dude? I'm just thinking to myself, like, and like the first thing that came out of my mouth, I'm like, why is it her business? Why does she care? Alex was like, yeah, that's what I said. Like, that's my man. That's what I like. That's what I like. And I'm like, exactly. How is it her place to come at you and ask you? Rebecca's place. Why is it Rebecca's place? Why does she feel like it's okay to come ask you? Why are you dating a black man? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you, sis? Who are you? Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you, Rebecca, because you have no place to even approach her on something like that. You're not dating him, so why do you care? That was a situation where Rebecca, that was like the only situation with her, but still that rubbed me the wrong way, and I really don't want to talk to her anymore because it just tells me a lot, you know, as far as how she feels towards black people. Alrighty, moving on to the next situation. So this situation I actually heard from Alex as well. Alex told me also that another one of my coworkers, I'm gonna name her Megan. So Alex told me that Megan and her used to be like actual like friends or something, but they had like some drama that happened between them, and now they're not friends. Some info about Megan. I haven't really worked with her that much. I've only worked with her a couple times. She seems okay. She hasn't really bothered me. I mean, she always looked like she's miserable, but that's none of my business. Yeah, I don't really talk to her that much. I really haven't had many conversations with her to really tell you guys or really give you guys any back information on her. So Alex told me that Megan they went out to eat or to a club or something, and you know, they were enjoying themselves, and I guess Alex had met a guy, a black man, and they were talking and flirting and whatever the case may have been. And when they were leaving, I guess Megan approached her and asked her, was she going home with the black man? And I guess Alex said that she got offensive because she's like, I just met this guy. Why the hell would you think I'm gonna go home with him? You know? And I can understand her point of view, because it's like, why would you think I'm just gonna go home with the guy because I was talking to him? Like, what you trying to say? What you trying to say, sis? But yeah, I guess she asked her that, and Alex's response to her was no, like, why would I go home with him? And Megan was like, she would never date a black guy. She would never allow her daughter to date a black guy because black people stink.
Black people stink.
What? Like, girl, that's for any race, okay? Hygiene does not, you can't, what? Come on. That's anybody who doesn't take care of their hygiene. How are you gonna step here and just say black people stink? Oh, we stink, huh? We stink. Well, baby, come smell me, Megan. Is you watching this video? Come smell me. When you see me, smell me. I don't never stink, baby. I always take care of my hygiene. Like, sis, you is tripping. I could not. When I heard that, I was just like, oh my gosh. Why the hell? I don't even know what else to say. It honestly made me laugh when I first heard that. I just laughed because it's like, what? What? That's the first I've heard that. That's the first I've heard that. Girl, bye. You don't. Megan, you stink. You stink, Megan. Like, what? But yeah, she said black people stink. So I guess I stink. So I guess I better stay away from her. You know, I guess I better back up. That just was so dumb. But yeah, she was like, she would never date a black boy or black man, whatever. That's cool. We don't want you anyway. They don't want you anyway. Deuces, we gonna pass you to the Asians, to the Hispanics. We don't want you. we don't want you, sis. We don't want you. I don't really know too much about Megan, but I just know that she said that, and that just told me a lot about her, and I don't want to talk to her at all. Moving on to the last situation, I also heard from Alex as well, and Alex told me that another one of our coworkers that I actually haven't worked with yet, she told me that, I'm gonna name her Shelly. She told me that Shelly, I don't know her, like I said, I can't give you guys any background information on her because I haven't worked with her yet, so I can't really tell you guys much, but I guess this can kind of tell you what kind of person she is, right? So I guess there was a customer that Shelly got into it with, and because she didn't give her change back, how much change she was supposed to give back, and they were going back and forth. Shelly's going back and forth with this black woman about her change, and somehow race got, brought up in it, and I guess Alex said she had to jump in the situation and be like, don't bring race into this, don't do that, like, because I guess Alex actually knew the woman that Shelly was going back and forth with, and Alex was saying, like, she was trying to tell Shelly, you don't know who you're dealing with, you can't talk to people like that. People are crazy nowadays. Bottom line, we aren't living in slavery no more, okay? You can't talk to people any kind of way, and especially about race, like, come on now, maybe freedom, understand, okay? You just don't have no idea what you're dealing with. Shelly was going back and forth with the customer, and then Alex was like, at some point, Alex said that the customer was just like, I'll wait for you, till you get off, and woo woo woo, right? I guess Alex said that she didn't want, anything to happen to Shelly, like get beat up or something, because the way she was talking to the lady. So she said that, Alex said that she just ended up paying the girl, giving her her change out of her money to diffuse the situation, so the lady could just go on, and nothing else would happen after that, and the situation just wouldn't be any more hostile. Shelly's only bringing that shit upon herself, but I guess Alex actually knew the lady that she was going back and forth with, and she probably knew that she's crazy, or just one of those people you're not gonna talk crazy to and think that shit's just gonna be sweet, So that was that. And that pretty much is all the situations that I've dealt with so far. If there are more situations that happen, I will give you guys a part 2. But yeah, to summarize this, I just want to say that it's unfortunate that we are still living in a world where people are still very much racist. It sucks. It just really sucks that racism is still a thing. But the reality is, you can't make someone think differently, change how they feel. They have to start change with themselves. You can't force somebody to just be like, you can't force someone to like you. You can't force someone to be like, oh, well, you need to like black people, you need to like Mexicans, you need to like white people, you need to, you can't force anybody to do anything they don't want to. You can't change someone's point of view. If they think that way, they feel that way, that's how they feel. It's sad that, like I said, it's sad though that racism is still even a thing, because race shouldn't matter at all, but to some people it does. You just gotta grow to accept that, because that's not gonna change ever. In my opinion, racism is never going to die. Like, it's never going to be abolished. I strongly believe that, because it's been going on for how long? It's still going on today. What is gonna be done to stop it completely? Like, there's nothing that's gonna make me believe that's something that's gonna make racism just die altogether. No way. No way in hell. Because the way people are set up in this world, the way they believe, people are actually raised. Kids are actually raised to believe that, and they grow up, and then when they have kids, they teach their kids that. Sad. Disgusting. But I mean, that's just how some people are. That's unfortunate, but that's how their lifestyles are set up. And then the generations just keep continuing. So I do not believe that racism will ever end. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to deal with. All I can do is pray for those people, for my coworkers, and put it above me. Honestly, because I'm not going to deal with that at all. I'm just going to give it to God and let him deal with it, because karma is so yeah. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys did enjoy, give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Also, let me know down in the comments below, have you ever had to deal with racist coworkers, just racist people in general? How did you deal with them? But thank you guys for watching. I will see y'all in the next one, hopefully. Peace.